What's good, man? Hope everybody enjoyed the day today. Hope everybody had a good day. Um, I'm not one for celebrating quote unquote holidays, me personally. Um, but that's another topic. So I'm gonna get into the topic of this video. The premise of this video is gonna be modern day slavery and what kind of things kind of detail modern day slavery and whatnot. So, and first things first, man. Like, there's really a lot of debate. I don't necessarily want to say a lot of debate. But I know a lot of people feel like, or people say that, oh, they feel like slavery is going to come back with how the economy is going and with how things are going. And I'm like, well, slavery never really left. You know what I'm saying? All slavery did, it went from picking cotton and, you know what I mean? It went from the slavery that we were all taught to the prison industrial complex or the prison system being the, uh, being the new form of slavery. You know what I mean? And not only that, it's a mindset thing. Um, I've always said, and I'm of the belief that if you have somebody mentally, you have that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can get somebody to physically do what you want them to do, but if you have a mental hold on somebody, or somebody has a mental hold on them, then, or like they say, or like once you have the mind, the body follows. You know, so yeah, that's that. And another thing too, it's like different forms of mental slavery. Excuse me, you have the one I just, or the different forms of what I call modern day slavery. It's the prison industrial complex. Um, let me see. It's also the gang. I don't want to say this, like the gang quote unquote culture. You know what I mean? That's also another form of slavery. And I actually had a talk with Salute to Brother Trent. Uh, I actually just had a talk with him a little earlier, and he, I'm not going to go into detail about it, but he brought to my attention the situation that occurred, and then he mentioned something that I said in my story a while back, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember you said that it's three types of things that black men need to avoid. It's the military, it's prison, and it's gangs." You know, I mean, you can put that in which either order you want to. I'm saying again, the military, because and the reason I say the military is because growing up, I mean, I'm sure like how a lot of us grew up, or were taught or were told growing up. You don't join the army. You don't join the military because, truth be told, that ain't got nothing to do with us. I mean, we've all, as young black men or black men in general, have been told that. You know what I'm saying? I know I have because I've had, members of my family be in the Marine Corps, the Army. My father was a Marine for 4 years. Uh, I know I have another uncle on that side who was in I want to say he was a Marine too, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so like, so like, yeah, man, like I said, so a lot of men in my family have that Marine slash Army slash military, not mindset, but they have that experience. You know what I mean? And and I'll never forget. I, I was, uh, I was maybe like 11 or 12. Um, Nothing bad happened. I'm just, that pre-adolescent stage of my life. And my father was talking to me, and he said, "I'm sorry, I wasn't 11 or 12. I was like 17, 18." And my father, he told me, he was like, "Yeah, man." He was like, "Whatever you do, don't join the army." He was like, "A black man that has no place, or a black man has no place in that." You know what I'm saying? Um, and that stuck with me even still to this day. Now, do I knock the brothers and sisters that are in the armed forces or choose to go to the military or the army or whatever the case may be? Do I knock them for it? Absolutely not, because everybody's different. Just from me and my experience and what I've been taught and what I've been told, I've always been told to avoid that. That's the first one, the military. The second one, prison. I don't know what the percentages are, but I'm pretty sure they're 80+% of how many black men, especially young black men, are incarcerated. Uh, I know the incarceration rate is high amongst black men. I mean, like I said, I don't know the percentage, but I'm pretty sure it's high. Last time I saw it was like 80+%, maybe a little higher than that, man, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And like I said, I know people personally who are in jail. I'm not gonna say his name, but I had a classmate of mine I went to elementary school with. When we were 19, he went to jail without parole. First degree murder. That's it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I didn't feel sorry for him, but it's like J. Cole has a song called Three Wishes. And I remember he said in that song, like towards the end, he was like, uh, he was like, damn, not my nigga. The same one that used to tell me that things will always get better. Don't cry, my nigga. The news call him a killer, but he my nigga. Sad shit. Hey, yo, Genie, last wish free my nigga and shit like that. So it's something like that. Yeah. I mean, that's how I go, but but no, man. But back to the topic. So yeah, man. Like I said, I know plenty of people who are in jail doing long or life sentences. Went in late teens, early 20s. You know what I'm saying? We can blame the system all we want to, but like I said in my story yesterday, um, I mean, you can't. I mean, you really can't get mad at the trap for being there. I mean, if you get caught up in that trap and you know that trap is there, then how can you blame the trap? You know what I'm saying? We can say the system is set up and designed to keep us young black men down and out of the home, and they keep us from reproducing, which is true, and I agree with that. But it's like, okay, how can we maneuver around it? Because just having these conversations or just saying things like, "Oh well, the system is set up against black men." True. Okay. How do we deal with it? Then when I ask that question, it's like literally. I mean, it's so quiet you can hear a church mouse drop a penny or something. You know what I mean? Like it literally gets that quiet because the older I've gotten and the more that I've matured over the years, I've learned to always everything like you're not gonna figure out everything, but at least try to approach things with a solution based mindset, if that makes sense. Meaning like if it's a problem, like okay, how can I solve this problem? How can I maneuver through this problem? You know what I mean? And things like that. So yeah, like the prison industrial complex, prison jail system. We all know, like we all have a family member or family members, whether that be man or woman, especially a man, has done a long sentence, currently doing a long sentence, or is doing a life sentence. You know, um, so yeah, man. And what I said the last one was the gang. Never joined the gang, man. Um, and I'm not gonna say I get it, but a lot of young black men are, I mean, let's just say it for what it is, man. Like a lot of young black men are fatherless. They like a lot of young black men grow up in predominantly matriarchal homes and environments, so they try to fill that void. You know what I mean? Like especially if you're like at that adolescent stage period or the adolescent, yeah, like that adolescent period of your life. You have a lot of questions. Truth be told, a lot of your questions are not going to be answered. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it's true. You wonder, like, damn, like, why did my father have to leave, or why is my father not here, or you know, even having another male family member. Like a lot of us, or like a lot of young black men have families are predominantly women. Even if we do have a man in our family, it's like we can count how many men are on one side of the family. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being in that predominantly that matriarchal environment. Like I've said before. I mean, being like a young black man, being raised in a predominantly matriarchal environment is very detrimental to his development as a man because he's not being balanced. He's being shown. I mean, truthfully, he's only being shown how to be emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not shown how to look at things through it, or like black men in general. Like we're not shown how to look at things through a logical sense. Like think about things rationally instead of irrationally. You know what I mean? And it's like the more he's brought up in that matriarchal environment, whether that be whether through his mother, his grandmother, his aunt, sisters, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I mean it's only a matter of time before he becomes emotional and irrational himself. And with him having that lack of a and with him having that lack of a father at home, he tries to fill that void. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Like I said, I know people. It's my first time saying this on camera. I don't mind telling y'all my people. My best friend, he's not here anymore. He was in the game. Um, he didn't get like murdered or anything. He just passed away because he was real sick. But what I will say is, I remember he was telling me, he was like, "Man, I'm trying to get out, bro," because he was like, "Man, I want a family. I got a family. I got a wife. I got kids." He said, "Man, I didn't think I live this long." Mind you, me, he passed through because he and I first met when we were 18. Yeah, we were 18, and it was funny how we met because we thought we were gonna have a problem with each other, but we sat down, talked like men, and shit, we became like that. But yeah, so yeah, man, he was telling me, he was like, "Man, I just want to get out, man," and he moved around a lot. You know what I mean? And I really use him as an example to say that's not how you want to live life. I mean, yeah, people can say, "Oh, well, these are my brothers. This is this. This is that." I'm like, man, those people don't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you want to leave, they're either gonna beat you to death and then let you leave, or they're gonna kill you. Like they say, blood in, blood out. Hey, you know what I mean? So those are really the forms of quote unquote mental slavery, if you will. You know what I mean? Mainly the military. We can debate that. You know what I mean? Because I've heard people who are in the military say that it does have its benefits. And like I said, man, I like to, even if I necessarily don't agree or have a different outlook or have a different perspective from somebody, I still hear them out at least. You know what I'm saying? But the main forms of mental slavery now, or modern day slavery, is gangs, drug culture as well. That's the same thing. Gangs, drug culture, and prison. You know what I'm saying? Because those things are in place. I'm not gonna say set up, but those things are in place. As quote unquote traps for the black man. The truth be told, a lot of us do fall into that trap. We fall into the trap of trying to fill that void because, like I said, a lot of young black men are fatherless. They don't have a man in the home. They go from living with their mothers and their grandmothers to as soon as they get into a relationship, they move in with that girl or that female or whatever. So it's just a cycle of always being around women and never really having a man to show you and tell you like it's okay to spend some time to yourself or have time to yourself, especially when you're on your grind, on your come up, so to say. It's okay to be alone. Like it's okay to be single and have some time where you're like, okay, like I want to do these things in life. I want to do this, and this. You know what I mean? Like I want to do these things in my life, but you know what I'm saying? Like I just want to take time to focus on me, and that's okay. Nothing's wrong with that. And a lot of young black men are not taught that and are not shown that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just be mindful of the different forms of quote unquote mental or modern day slavery, as I say. You know what I mean? Like I said, there drugs, gang. I'm not gonna call it a culture, but I'm gonna say drugs. Don't fall into that lifestyle because that lifestyle only has two endings, either a prison cell or a graveyard. And like I say, if you knock on the devil's door long enough, sooner or later he will answer you. Or he will answer the door. I'm sorry. So drugs, gangs, don't fall into that lifestyle as well either. Similar thing. Like it may look good and sound good at first, but if it appears to be too good to be true, usually it is, and that lifestyle isn't conducive to a young black man's development. You know what I'm saying? I make the case. I make the case. You know what I mean? Gangs or the biggest form of or fuck am I trying to say? I say gangs are the biggest detriment to the black man. You know what I'm saying? Outside of being raised in a matriarchy, I make that case, and of course the prison system. Because a lot of us, like a lot of young black men, are incarcerated and doing these extensive sentences, and especially if you have families and it's just broken homes and things of that nature. So yeah, man, that's the video. Like I said, I don't know when my phone's gonna cut off because I need to get me a damn camera. I need to get me a camera so I can actually make longer videos because people tell me like, man, you need to make longer videos, bro. Like, man, we love your content. I appreciate y'all, but yeah, man. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the video